We are many. Those that live beyond the veil of darkness where nightmares are born. Sanity knows no bounds, and madness thrives on the suffering of the dead. Rot in the solace in the souls of the weak. We have taken refuge here among the mortals in hope of harvest for my innocence. Tread lightly in the search for the voices and stories of the departed, for in shadow hides the evil that lurks within. As the light dies and slowly becomes night, the realm of spirits rule the world. In the darkness of your mind hides your own hidden demons, and brings to life your deepest fear. Do you have what it takes to speak to the dead? Do you accept your own mortality in the search for life after life? Have you ever seen a ghost, spirit, or demon? Have the lights flickered and the room became as cold as death itself? Maybe you have. Maybe it was your own subconscious preparing you for death. Come spend some of what's left of your own existence in our search for the answers that are hidden behind the veil. Shed off the blinders and open your mind's eye and listen to their stories. We are they. We are incarnate paranormal.
And what is up, everybody? How y'all doing? Happy Tuesday to you. Bear with me for a second. I forgot to do one thing. Yeah, real professional to do this. Right as the stream starts, I got to put you on mute for just a second. All right, sorry about that, guys. Forgot to change the show name. We're on. We're starting to get up there on episodes. We're already into the 30s on Nevada State Prison for night one. We're already in like 34 shows. On night one, we still got so far to go. I was talking with somebody at work about that today. It's like we've barely even scratched the surface, and we're at 91 pieces of evidence on night one on the sixth recorder. We're 58 minutes into the sixth recorder, and we're already over 90 pieces of evidence. I got nothing on that, guys. We're probably going to get close to 1,000 at this point, which I'm not going to complain about. We're just going to kind of take it as it goes right now, and see where this recorder leads us. As I said, next we're probably going to do the H4n Pro that was left in the hole. But the Milkweed recorder is almost 7 hours. It's 5 sections long. So we're still, like I said, an hour into the first section. We got quite a ways to go. So hopefully you guys got your headphones on, someplace comfortable to sit, something cold to drink, and you're ready to find some EVPs tonight. Let's see if we can find at least 3 tonight. Let's do it. Now I might have to amplify a little bit more. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to have to. So let's get that out of the way now. And I did get, if those who do stream, today you should have got your analytics for the year. I somewhat snuck in. Yeah, your name didn't pop up in chat yet. How's it going, Dads? So this was, let me see if I can get to this real quick. This was my year. 100 last year, or basically for this year, 165 broadcasts. You guys watched for 732 hours, 45 clips created, 51 new subscribers, 51 new followers. That's 100% right there. I'll take that. So, all in all, definitely a good year. 442 hours. Yeah, but you've been absent for most of the year. So you got an excuse. You're out in the sticks. Every day it was 15,000 hours. Oh my God. Yeah, your woman ain't going to let you do that now.
Thou shalt not bow down before any graven image.
And there's that. Sims, thank you so much. Averaging 8 to 10 hours a day, and there was probably a good 6 or 7. Yeah. Let me see if I haven't even... There's a few beans left. There's not many. You guys killed me on that. So we got... Oh, we got some. The 24-hour PUBG was brutal. I remember that. Let's get on over to... Let me see if I can find the wheel in my big old fucking gaggle of shit. There it is. Let's get on over and get that spin out of the way for Miss Sims. There we go. Remember, it's 2 spins.
And now we come to a special moment. That is the most pointless and wasteful use of this year.
One.
So, let's see the nomination, shall we? Now we come to a special moment. That is
Jalapeno
the
habanero.
most pointless and wasteful use of
There we
this year.
go.
So, let's see the nomination, shall we? I'll be right back.
Oh, this already sucks. For some reason, I just hit hard tonight. Again, Sims, I do, Thank you so much. I love you too, Sims. Really. Always appreciate it. But with that being said, while this is burning in my mouth for some dumb reason, you'd think after that last round of all those subs, I would be immune to it. Somehow it just made it worse. But next time I get hit with a, you're streaming another, okay. Fair enough. I will say though, next time I get hit with all that many subs, I'm going to mute the audio because that's just too much max headroom. You know you can open up 2 tabs and just lurk in one and watch another. That's what you need to do. I'm okay with that. Because there's times I've watched 4 streams at once. Oh, you're on your phone. Okay, never mind. You don't own a PC. You should get a laptop. You have a laptop, but your FPS sucks ass. Fair enough. Tell the hubby to get it together. Well, Christmas is coming up. All the money is going towards tattoos. And I was getting ready to say that. Tacos and tattoos. Entire backfield with demon wings. You know you can get a very decent laptop for like $800 or less. That way you don't have to just watch on your phone. You can see me on a larger screen. Not that you would actually want to do that, but I get it. You never use them. Fair enough. That's my next project. Don't want to say that's in my top 3 next projects is a good laptop to travel with. Play Minecraft. That sounds like a frickin' duck. That is a frickin' duck. Told you it was like frickin' Wild Kingdom at the prison. Quack quack is right. Geese are just assholes. I'm sorry. Geese are assholes. Ducks are cool. You can have ducks as pets. Sims, I think you need to replace that U with an I. Sims, we all love you here. You ain't got to worry. We like having you around. That's because you're holding onto his jugular. Well, that could explain a lot right there. So you let us believe. Huh. I almost believe it too. She's got to love us. She invested in the show, for God's sakes. She subscribes. She donated enough for gear. She loves us and she loves the show. You were born at night, just not last night. What in the fuck was that? What's up, Vexus? This was in culinary. This is in culinary. This is strange. It might, I don't know. It's chittering, so there's two options. It's either a squirrel. It could be sheet metal, but there's no sheet metal that I know of. Yes, raccoon. Good call. It's raccoon. You're right. I completely forgot about the raccoon. There's the debunk. So how you doing tonight, Vexus? How's the weather up there? They've got a lot of pets there at the prison. They've got a couple owls. Didn't see them this time, but they've got wildlife that comes right into the prison. Raining ice all day tomorrow. Then wow, yeah, you get those that ice right on the road, snows on top of it. Yeah, the owls. There is an owl's nest on uh, up on level on D block. See, it was not windy enough to create all this. It was not that windy. The raccoon walking around on the roof, maybe? That is possible. Huh. Beats the shit out of me. Yeah, raccoons are like geese. They're just assholes. There ain't no denying that one. Sounds like a fucking pogo stick. Possums are cool as shit. Raccoons are just jerks. If you've seen The Great Outdoors with John Candy, you know damn good and well raccoons are just assholes. Unless you can get them at a young age, then they'd make a cool pet. Could you imagine having a raccoon as a pet and have it as your service animal going onto an airplane? Be like, this is my emotional support raccoon. It'd be like, it's what? This is my emotional support raccoon. This is my spirit animal. It's like that freaking video out there on YouTube where the guy had an emotional support raptor. It's like, oh, he's just nervous. Enclosed space with a badger. Well, imagine getting a badger loose on an airplane. 30,000 feet in the air. Plane's going down. Yeah, this is a captain speaking. I'm just going to end it now. No, but remember, like at the prison, a lot of the prisoners were allowed to have dogs. They had emotional support badger. Yeah, that's a TSA's final report. Emotional support badger. Anybody who lives in the Midwest would be like, ah, enough said. It's not even enough said, it's just nuff said. Nuff. Nuff said. But yeah, like prison, they were allowed to have dogs. A lot of the prisoners had dogs in their cells. And there's if you remember that big cage in the back corner there by where was that? That was over by the showers. They had that cage along the wall. That was for the dogs. If they didn't have them in their cell. I may not know karate, but I know crazy. Yeah. Hold on. Just an echo. The ship's one. So for Christmas at work, let me pause this real quick. We're doing White Buffalo, which is the gift exchange. Everybody gets something, and you're able to trade up once. Uh, and the ugly white elephant, they called it the White Buffalo. It's different. Yeah, my company's weird. I love them. We're also doing the ugly sweater contest. Yeah, I found one on Amazon, and I was talking to the boss. I'm like, I found this sweater on Amazon. He goes, no, Brent. I'm like, I didn't even tell you what it was. He goes, I can tell by the look on your face. Remember, this is a place where you work. You have to be with these people every day. I was like, so I can't get the one with Joe Biden saying Happy 4th of Easter? And he just looked at me and goes, please don't. He's like, please don't do it. He goes, I think it's funny. A couple of the others might, but you're gonna piss a couple people off. I was like, okay, I'll just get the one with the reindeer fucking across the sweater. He's like, oh God, Brent. He goes, just be careful. He goes, I don't want to get a call from HR about you. It's like, you might not want to stick around when I'm playing Christmas music then. Because I play the Christmas parody music. Now, if you guys like parody Christmas music, I'm going to tell you right now. Go on YouTube. I want you guys to do me a favor. Pause the audio on the show right now. I want you to go to YouTube. And I want you to look up Rudolph the Deep Throat Reindeer. Listen to it for about 20 seconds or 30 and come back and tell me. Oh, Jesus, Dads. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I saw it, Dads. Santa packing out a reindeer. If I had kids, I would put that on the wrapping paper. Let me go back a little bit. Like John Valby Christmas songs. You can't beat John Valby. That's not wind. Like Eazy-E Christmas is good too. It's called Christmas in Compton. And you notice I actually gave Upchuck the Elf a couple nights off. He's actually getting in my way, so I let him take a break. Don't know when he'll be back. Actually, Upchuck's over here on the desk somewhere. Dashing through the snow in my caddy ragtop 6 full. It's fucking classic. I've been listening to that for over 20 years. Now, if I didn't fear a ban or a copyright strike, I would I'd actually play it for you guys. Even my ringtone would get me a copyright strike. Somebody's getting mugged in the neighborhood. Or smoked. One of the two. Wait a minute, that's where your dog came from? The Compton Kennels? Wow. We need some EVPs here. Between him and a pit bull. Pit bulls are too expensive to feed. I would have taken the terrier. And so I did something last night I swore that I would never do. I watched Yellowstone. I watched 3 episodes of Yellowstone. Now I'm going to have to go watch it all. And like I said, I watched the previous 2 episodes and the new episode. And I ain't gonna lie, this guy got teary-eyed on the most recent episode. 1923 comes out, so no way I can binge watch it. I'm not gonna even give you any spoilers, but just be ready for it. That's all I'm gonna say. (1883, 1923) in Yellowstone. Oh, that is so much. That's a little bit loud. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to watch it now. That got me. That 3 episodes got me hooked. We can water cool it. Yeah. I can't believe how much ambient noise there is. Beth is a badass straight from the start. Yeah. I'm wondering if some of this isn't residual, like all those, Chris had commented on the video on YouTube that overall the cell doors, that is not normal for the prison. That was all, that entire 6-hour block of cell doors opening and closing, all the slamming, all the footsteps. That is a 6-hour EVP session. That is 6 hours of nothing but evidence. And literally, we could count every single one of those as evidence. That's technically one continuous or a bunch of EVPs. Chris said that is not residual energy. Not to that extent. Some of those are, yes. But the majority of them is physical activity. The Spirit's letting us know that they know that we're there. Deads. I don't even want to comprehend that one. That's 6 hours of cell doors. Of banging, of slamming. That is literally... I wonder. I wasn't feeling drained. I'm wondering if that isn't partially why my GoPro went dead after an hour and a half, and that one recorder only lasted what? An hour less than everything else? The environment instruments, I don't know. This is one I'm not going to be able to actually just comprehend. I've never, in my close to 900 investigations, I've never heard of something that continuous on that much of a cycle, just one after the other, just boom, 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 all the way through the recorder. And we caught it not only on my recorder, or on my GoPro, on Sim's recorder, on Vexus, it was on Execution Door, and on your GoPro. We confirmed it on 4 different devices. I don't know. That much energy is... Yeah. Because like I said, my first 2 years there, they drew from me. They drew straight from me. Bones, it's going good. How about yourself? Like the second investigation, I slept almost all the way back to Vegas. Scared flyer right next to me, so I didn't get the opportunity. Yeah, like this time, 45-minute flight. I was fine the whole way. I had energy. It wasn't terrible. But the previous 2 investigations were a different story. They didn't take anything from me this time. Not to that extent. Cleaning today, your day off. Oof. Well, I appreciate you taking a break and stopping into the show. Oh, you're welcome, man. You're welcome. So, Dez, on a guessing point, I would be willing to say there was at least 200 pieces of evidence right there off that recorder with those cell doors. So, if we wanted to be technical right now, we would be approaching 300 pieces of evidence. 300. What in the literal hell, I might have to sit down and go through and count them. Just listen to it all and just keep tabs. $5%. Yeah. We're on recorder 6 of 18 or 19, minus the GoPros, or not including the GoPros. 450 hours plus of evidence, and we're on 32 or 33 hours on this recorder. This recorder will make 36 hours. So we're yeah, we're about 8. After this recorder, will be about 8 to 10%, about 8%. So I'm gonna have to go back through and count all this. I'm gonna have to do it like on a Saturday or a Sunday before I do it, or if I don't do a show on a Saturday or Sunday, I'm gonna have to go back through and count this. Spend all day, and then add it to the frickin' meter. No. Bones, identifying any spirit by name is, I'm not saying it's impossible. We've done it once we've done it once on this session, on Nevada State Prison the second investigation that we did. We identified one definitely. And on the first investigation of the prison, we didn't identify any that I remember. So, actually, I take that back. The first 2 investigations of the prison, we identified Carol Cole. This one, we identified David Blackwell. So, out of all the people that have died in the prison, we're at 2, which I'm okay with. That's kind of why in execution, where I was taking the picture off and calling them by name, asking questions for a few minutes, and moving on. If we weren't getting responses, then I moved on. Yeah. Dead's had his name called. 3 shows ago. Got an EVP of his name is Joe, which is cool. I've had my name called 20 or 30 times at least, just from the prison. But as far as identifying the spirit themselves, it's a science. When we get into Neil Pitney's cell, I guarantee you we're going to be able to identify him. So unless you have names of the people that were in the cells when they died, you're not going to identify them. It's tough, even if you're getting something inside that cell. It's not guaranteed to be them. It might be the person that killed them, might be somebody that witnessed it, it might be somebody who heard of him that died there. Be like, oh yeah, he died. It's no true definite way. But you kind of tend to, like you do everybody else in life, you take their word for it. We don't go cell by cell. Like for an example, up in building cell block 6 through 12, there's A, B, C, and D wing, and you've got you got 8 cells in each section, so you've got 32 cells in each building. Wait, yeah, about 32 cells in each building. So 32 times, let's see, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 7 times, yeah, you're talking close to 300 cells. Unless you know which prisoner was where, which at this point is Bones, when setting up for an investigation, you set up at the most well-known areas. For example, we'll use the prison. Set up in culinary because there were people murdered in there. You set up in the showers. There was people murdered there. Set up in execution. That's self-explanatory. Not only execution, but last night's cells and execution viewing room. So you got that whole execution area. You're going to have 3 different recorders. Hotspots, yes. Cells where people were known to be murdered. After that's said and done, this is the tough part. This is where you got to really rely on your personal senses. This is where you got to rely on your gut feeling and your instincts. Different areas. Walk through, take pictures, get a feel for the layout of the buildings and the cells. And if you get a weird feeling, you get an off feeling, or just you get that weird charge in the air where the hair on your arm stands up, put a recorder there. You kind of got to trust your gut when it comes to non-hot spots. Like when we did the prison, like I'll use a prison for example. We know there were people killed in building 6. We weren't able to do 6 the past 2 years or the previous 2 years. So I didn't put a recorder in building 8. They said they never knew of anything happening at 8. I walked in there. I didn't feel shit, so I kind of just moved on. And usually when you get an opportunity to do a building, you want to do as much as possible. Even if there's no known activity, turn on a recorder and just set it down. You might get lucky and get a passing spirit. No, that was 8? Hey Grinch, how you doing tonight? One of this, actually, I think that was 6. Because remember, we had to go in there and investigate, and it reeked. It just smelled like, it just fucking dank as all hell in there. But they hadn't had a chance to go in there and really clean. But I wasn't not going to take the opportunity because we had a chance to go into everything, anything but the execution chamber itself. So basically, just rely on your personal senses. If you feel like something's off, try it. I've gone into areas where, like, oh, there's nothing happened here. Well, I'm not feeling the best, so I'm going to try something, and you get evidence. So just rely. 99%, yeah, 99.9% of the prison. The best tool for being a paranormal investigator is yourself. You are the best tool to investigate with. People don't realize how sensitive the human body is to the environment. That static charge in the air, that you get that echoing in your ears, where like it feels like your ears are popping, but there's no air pressure. Like when you go up into an airplane and you get that wavy feeling in your ears. You got to hold your nose and force the air out. You get that feeling in some of these haunted locations. You got to pay attention to your body. Your body's not going to lie to you. People go out and spend hundreds, thousands of dollars on equipment. You need a digital camera, a digital recorder, a video camera, an EMF or eddy meter, and yourself. And just walk around. Just walk around like you're a tourist. And as soon as you get that feeling, that hair on your arms, and you're going to find something. If you can tune into your body and pay attention to it, you're going to be a great investigator. But people kind of brush it off as like, oh, it's me. I'm nervous, or yeah, it's the wind, or I brushed up against something and static electricity, raised the hair on my arms. No, there was something there. So again, just trust your gut, trust your instincts, and you'll be better than 90% of the people out there. People go in geared up, making noise. You don't need to do that. Just go in talking like I'm talking to you guys. Make jokes. Talk to them like they're anybody else. And you'll get more evidence than anybody else. And I myself have proved this at the prison. 2 investigations, almost 900 pieces of evidence. Where we're at now, we're well over 1,000 EVPs at the prison. All because I trusted my instincts. Hope that kind of a drawn out answer for you, but I hope it helped. Just if you haven't, don't hesitate to ask. I will spend the whole show answering questions. Yeah, we had that sound void up in 12. And that's when we stopped for about a good 30 minutes trying to figure it out. To find out we couldn't. And we had it on GoPro, the sound void. We caught it on camera. And we will get to that on night 3. And you can ask Deads. There's a handful of times where we're just walking and all of a sudden I just stop. I just like, wait. Hold on. It's when you're just walking and you just stop dead in your tracks. I can't wait to see what I got on my GoPro night 3. I'm just... No events happened to me in the room. With your back turned. Yes. And just think, next time you go back, it's going to be even more intense. Now that they know you. Hey, Joe's back to see us again. Let's go say hi. And that's another thing there for you, Bones. Once you go to a location, the first time they might not communicate too much with you. They'll acknowledge you. They'll give you some indication of communication, but keep going back. Keep going back. And just keep, like I said, I'll reiterate that again. Keep going back. The more communication you have with these spirits at these locations, at any haunted location for that matter, you build that trust with them. Like that trust you guys build coming in here watching me. You guys come back to see what's going to happen next. You guys enjoy my company. The same with spirits. The more you go talk to them, the more they open up. The more they're going to talk to you, the more that they're going to show their presence. And if we don't get any full body apparitions on the GoPro this time, I'd almost be willing to bet money we'll get it next time. You know, it's going to be like, hey, now Brent's back for a fourth time. Let's go show ourselves. So it almost becomes a game of hide and seek. And Deads, you bring her down, you guys get to go off on your own too. You get to show her around. You guys get to investigate by yourselves for a while. Leave you guys alone up in Neil Pitney's cell, and I'll leave you guys alone in culinary. Leave voice recorders in prison for 24 hours. Yes. Bones, that's one thing you got to remember on this. Most of these recorders, like the Zoom H1Ns, you're only going to get 7 to 8 hours, depending on your audio quality, 7 to 8 hours of audio before the batteries die. Unless you can get one with a connect a battery pack, which I haven't found any recorder that you can. But if you turn the audio quality all the way down to where it's going to be shitty, you could get probably 12 to 14 hours quality out of it. What I want to do is set it in there when we leave. So if we leave at, midnight, just turn it on and let it run till it's dead at, 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning. And then just pick it up later. But if you can find a way to do it for 24 hours, do it. At any location. 24 hours would be fun. I'd like to be alone in there for 24 hours. Be the only one on prison grounds. Tell Susan, hey, just tell the guard what recorders. The Zoom H1N, the Zoom H4N Pro, and my favorite recorder is the Zoom H3 VR. This is about the best recorder you're ever going to find for paranormal investigations. You can set it to ambisonic. Let me pause this so we don't miss any audio. The H3 VR, you can set it to mono, stereo, 5.1, binaural, or ambisonic. You just got to go into the settings and change it. Set it to binaural. That way, when you have headphones on, you get that full 360 sound to it. Problem is they're $250 a pop. The Zoom H1Ns are $109 a piece. They're on sale right now on like Amazon, on B&H Photo, and a couple other sites for like $79 to $99 because of Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and the sales through the beginning of the year. They are great recorders. They're light, and this is what we're listening to right now is a Zoom H1N. The audio on them is, you set it to 44.1 at, I forget the exact settings, but there's like 10 different settings for wave and for MP3. Do not record paranormal in MP3. It is garbage format and will actually, sorry about that, will actually won't pick up a lot of EVPs. Keep your recording format in wave. Otherwise, you're going to lose evidence. And set the setting as high as you can with a format that won't chew up your memory card. The Zoom H1Ns, I put a 32 gig memory card in there, and at 44.1, I can record up to about 7 hours before the batteries die, and you'll get about 32 or 33 hours of audio out of the memory card at those settings. So theoretically, yes, you could put it down and get 24 hours. But remember again, the more audio you have, the Zoom H1N, the Zoom H3 VR, and the H4N Pro. The H4N Pro chews up a lot of battery. I would not recommend the H4N Pro to anybody unless you're an audiophile, just fanatic. It goes through battery way too fast. The H3 VR, if you're serious about getting audio, H3 VR. If you just want to start out, if you're starting out, the H1N. The H1N will be perfect for starting out. And like I said, this is what I started out with 14 years ago, or almost 14 years ago. It's Olympus VN 6200. Yeah, I know you do, Duds. This you only get about 8 or 9 hours audio off of. You're not going to get that much. They have no filters on them, so whatever you record, you're going to hear everything. It doesn't filter out the static, so you literally have to go in and finagle with the audio to make it clear. But this is, number 2. The one that I started with, I'll never get rid of. These, they'll go by the wayside eventually. But it all depends also what you want to spend. Just remember your budget. If you're a budget investigator, one for you, one for the wife, a GoPro for you, GoPro for the wife, and an Eddy Plus for you and for the wife. You guys can cover multiple areas. And let me pause this once more. You're going to get a lot of people who love I still have a Tascam DR05X. I still use that. I got onto Tascam after I got away from Olympus. Then somebody's like, Brent, try the Zoom H1N. Try it, and you're gonna quit using the Tascam. Well, Tascam, like I said, it's a hit record and walk away. Tascams are great. They're very price comparable to Zoom. They also both have some extraordinarily high-tech models. EDI Plus. It's an Eddy meter. You actually could put an Eddy meter in like you have it written, and it will take you to it. It's I believe the website is I believe that's the website for the Eddy meter. You can find them on Ghost Stop, but you're going to pay a little bit more for them. Eddies are, you can get the Eddy Plus or the regular Eddy. The regular Eddy is not as high tech. Oh, you're welcome. Bones, this is why I'm here, buddy. This is why I'm here, is to help any investigator or anybody interested in investigating on gear. Don't, and I hate saying this against them. They've got a lot of good gear and they're great people. Ghost Stop, and there's all the paranormal sites. A lot of people swear by the gear. I've gotten away from it as I've advanced as an investigator. Are they good tools to use? Yes. It's all what you find works for you. I have found they don't work for me. I've sold off my laser grid, a couple of the old meters. They just didn't work for me anymore. Preference, yes. But remember, you go to a lot of everything you see on TV, you're going to pay a premium for. And do not, I repeat, do not go for that ultra high-tech shit. It doesn't work. The one where it maps the stick figure on the screen. I forget what it's called because I've put it out of my mind. I laugh at it. The one that maps the stick figure on the tablet, that's got the Xbox 360 Kinect camera on it. If you guys want to know about it, I'll tell you why it doesn't work. It's basically a money getter. That's it. Thermal cameras you don't need. Thermal cameras only map solid objects. They don't map spirits. It maps solid objects. And the heat signature a solid object gives off. Even if something completely manifests in front of you, it's not going to pick it up. One of the greatest people in the field, Bill Chappell. They're not dots. They're... oh, crap. You're going to make me look this up. God. What is it called? I'm going to have to get you the information for the next show because I don't remember. Inside the Kinect, Ghost Gadget, Xbox, Kinect, SLS, an SLS camera. It's an SLS. I just had to look it up. Sorry. It basically it has the whole reference to being the stick figure. Let me break this down real quick. It's just like using a thermal camera. It'll only map solid objects. And only it only works up to about 10 to 15 feet away. If anybody out here ever played any of the Xbox games where you use the camera, you got to stand 5 to 10 feet back from it, and that's pretty much its range. You see these TV shows catching something from across the room. It'll pick up legs of chairs and map it as a body. It'll pick up a pile of clothes, map it as a body. It will pick up your reflection off the wall and map it as a ghost. It'll pick up anything other than paranormal. That's why when I see them on TV, I laugh. If you watch close enough, you can pick it up. They did one where they were pointed right at a chair and mapped it, and they called it as a spirit. Stay away from the SLS. It is a ripoff. It is a con. EMF, stick with the Eddy. Stick with the Eddy meter. It has the EMF meter in it, plus temperature, vibration, humidity, and everything else. The Eddy Plus, you can put the Eddy Plus as a benefit. The standard Eddy doesn't have it. The Eddy Plus does. You can put up to a 32 gig memory card in it, and you hit record. It will map the entire session as long as you have record hit. You put it into your computer, you download the Eddy program, and it will actually bring up the entire section for you with the humidity, vibration, EMF, and just everything. It grids it for you. So you can match that up to where your evidence actually was. It's actually pretty freaking cool. But an Eddy meter, a digital recorder, a flashlight, and a GoPro. You don't need over 5 pieces of equipment. You can set a budget per investigator of $700. Well, you figure let's figure this. The Eddy Plus now you're not going to really find under $200. Your GoPro Hero 8 Black, you can go cheap. Your Hero 8 Black is fine. $300, there's 5. Digital recorder, 6. Flashlight, $20. So, there's like $600. It depends how far you want to get into it. Then your memory cards for the recorder, 32 gig. 32 gig micro SD, $17, $18. So, and then the 32 gig for the Eddy, another $10. So it adds up quick, but like with the GoPro, you want the gimbal, you want the extended life battery, and you want the light for it. So figure a grand per investigator for a great setup. I mean, I know that's expensive, and that's why people go to their cell phones to investigate, but you figure your cell phone costs over $1,000 anyway. So if you're going to spend $1,000 on a cell phone, you may as well invest in the equipment too. And I don't look down on people for doing that, but I don't like investigating with people who use cell phones. And you can ask Deds. I had 2 people, 2 of the docents at Nevada State Prison, after I showed them what the app actually did, they uninstalled the app right there in the office. They're like, this is bullshit. Why am I even using this? It's like, wait, it's like, yeah, you just proved these apps are bullshit. They're like, I had no idea. It's like, this is what we do as investigators. We research what we're using. Any good investigator out there with a common sense head on their shoulders, they're like, they'll do the research on every piece of equipment they use. And that's why I'll use this for an example. That's why I went with GoPro instead of Zoom's Q8N 4K. Zoom makes a camcorder that you can get a mic attachment with this on it. You can actually get a video camera with a mic attachment with the binaural microphone. The only downside to that camera is you can't use it in low light conditions or no light conditions. That GoPro, even with the light, had enough trouble picking up the light, because it almost seems like light disappeared in the prison too. It kind of just dissipated. So there's a lot of tricks you got to watch out for. And if you ever want to know about any of it, please don't hesitate to ask. If you decide on like 2 or 3 different recorders, if you don't want to go with Zoom or Tascam, you can feel free to ask or do a little research. There's several YouTube videos out there, people who swear by, these little $19 recorders. They say they're just as good as $100 recorders. Are they? Yeah, they probably are. Remember again, a lot of investigators, and I'm one of them, you like to pay for the name too. Zoom, Tascam, my mic, Sennheiser. So yeah, you get what you pay for too. Remember that. You get what you pay for. GoPro make a digital recorder. They're not known for that. They're known for their action cameras. Now, if they make a good mic attachment, aside from the media mod, I might look into it. Yeah. Evening, Sarah. How you doing tonight? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. And yeah, Bones, I have this. Just a digital voice recorder. This is an old Radio Shack digital recorder. I mean, literally, it's. You see how tiny this thing is. It was like $19 at Radio Shack 20 years ago. Yeah, this. These are made for lectures. These are made for the lecture halls. I mean, finding these anymore is almost impossible. They're not made for doing paranormal investigations, but they work. No digital recorders actually made for doing paranormal investigations. You got to find what works best for you too. Just because this works good for me doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for you. Yeah, you just tweak the settings in this to work for what you need. Just like you can't really tweak anything on this, but it's 100% natural sound, whatever it gets. And I've caught so many EVPs off these. I've just upgraded. As time goes on, you start off simple, you want better toys. And that it just comes down to that. You want better toys. Yeah, you can message on, well, probably be easier for the settings questions on Discord. Easiest way on Zoom, on the Zooms. I don't want to say it like this. There's no other way. The settings on Zoom is idiot proof. They really are idiot proof. And I'm not saying anything bad thing about anybody. You just go into settings, go into audio, and switch it around. It's very simple. Like, I wouldn't steer any of you guys wrong. This is the equipment that works best for me, and that what I found doesn't, I don't want to say corrupt files. It sounds like we've had this all the way through for the past over hour and a half. It sounds like paint tarp moving. It sounds like that construction tarp they put out to keep weather out of framing houses. There wasn't any loose fabric in there. They keep culinary pretty much spotless. But there wasn't any breeze in there either. That's the thing, there was no breeze. The only thing in there was that canvas sign they had hanging up on the fence that says Nevada State Prison Paranormal. That's the only thing in there, but that would sound like more like a flag waving than it would a tarp. you'd get that thicker canvas snap than you would a plastic rattling. So yeah, I kind of debunked that being the source. Yeah, culinary, it's set up just right. There's hold on a sec, guys. Also remember in culinary, you got to you walk in straight, but you also turn. So there's no direct way for wind to go straight into culinary. If it does, it's going to be a tunnel effect. It works like a baffle. Yeah. But also, Bones, also, I've started using mini tripods for my mics, for my recorders too. That way it keeps them off the ground, so if anything rattles it, it's not going to shake the recorder and you get false evidence. So also, if you're thinking about any recorder, see if it can mount to a mini tripod. That way it isolates movement. If you're not going to carry it around, if you're just going to set it, get yourself a mini tripod. I actually did that on night 3. The first 2 nights I didn't do it. But the next 2 I did on half the recorders. You want to try to avoid any contamination possible. I'm nervous when we listen to my roaming recorders. I'm always saying where we're going. Huh. You might get the spirits talking crap to you. Hold on, hold on. Okay, nothing. You got to remember, I was too with the GoPro. I kept announcing everything. Get the spirit saying like, no shit. No shit, Sherlock. I can just hear it now. Spirits are like, where'd you find this guy? Chipmunk or raccoon? And Bones, well, you're not guaranteed activity. They're like this, and this is the best they got. We've gone 6-7 hours without getting so much as a peep before. We get all these sounds, but no EVPs. And sometimes it sucks. But here's the other thing. And I've talked about this quite frequently on the show. Once you start investigating, if you go with a team, you have to know everything about your team. So when you go back and analyze later, you know what to listen for. Know their walk. Know their steps. Know the clothes they're wearing. Does their clothes rub together when they walk? Know their sneezes. Know their wheezes. Know their coughs. Know their burps. Know their bodily functions. I don't think I need to go any more into detail than that. because people get nervous stomachs, we've actually had me where you could hear my stomach grumbling. Yeah, if your teammate breaks wind, you got to be able to identify it. I know that's disgusting and something nobody wants to talk about, but you got to know the sounds. That way when we're here on this show analyzing, if they didn't debunk it, you got to know it. Be like, yeah, that was so and so, and sorry. Yeah, my stomach grumbled a couple of times, and we were in the cell, and it was loud. Hear that? And that's kind of why I started investigating alone. I'll go with a team anywhere, but I'll head off on my own and do my own thing. Because I got tired of talking, I got tired of the joke, I got tired of, and I just want to investigate. Enough to mess up things for us. Also, if you're serious about investigating locations, I mean known haunted locations, you guys, if you guys want to form your own husband and wife paranormal team, name it, and do all the fancy shit, get team insurance. Trust me on this. I haven't gotten it yet for Incarnate because I'm by myself. If you have multiple people, get team insurance. It'll help you get into locations, and a lot of places require team insurance to get in case there's damage done. So some places will, some places won't. It's not a mainstream thing yet, but there are some I don't even know. Basically just get a basic property damage thing. I think you'll pay like $60-$70 a year. I think when I was with the previous team, it was like $130 a year for the whole team, not per person. So there's a lot that goes into starting a serious team. Most expensive part's getting started with gear. And my suggestion is start off with a digital recorder and a flashlight. You can get the rest later. And a basic camera, a basic digital camera. Fire away pictures. But like I said, $1,000 budget, you can do pretty good. If you're just doing husband and wife, all you need is one GoPro. Got the camera and GoPro covered, then you just need digital recorders. Get the extended batteries for the GoPros. Get the light. Get the gimbal. The battery powered gimbal. It'll add another 6 to 7 hours onto your GoPro. Trust me on this. But you will need the media mod too. Like I believe one of the other websites is... I think that's one of the other websites for paranormal gear. Then you got... There's another one. Let me see if I can find a couple more for you real quick while we're listening to audio. Here's a good place for like some meters and shit, or excuse me, lights. If you want your IR full spectrum lights, that's your best place. Also a good place for meters. That's for the Eddy. Oh, you're welcome, Bones. You're more than welcome. Believe me, it's a pleasure to be able to do it for you guys. And that one. For even advertising these guys on the show, they ought to be sending me some free shit. I'm kidding. All these websites be like, hey, you're mentioning us on your show. Yeah, can I use your gear on my investigations? The bottom one, Paranologies. A lot of this shit you're going to see on TV. A lot of these you will see on TV and all the YouTubers. They make a lot of very loud, obnoxious gear. And I like I said, I'll never buy from them. It's big, it's bulky, it's expensive, and it is too damn loud. But someone once helped me out a lot. I mean, he's my mentor in the field. So it's the least I can do is pass on some of my knowledge. I have taught more people than I care to count, and I love every second of it. I've taught people how to even hold gear. And believe me, it's the way you hold a digital recorder is all the difference in the world. You want as little contact as you can with your equipment, because if you got, busy hands, you can move that plastic around. You can hear it kind of creaking. When you're using a digital recorder, use 3 fingers. It's fairly simplistic. Just hold it out so the microphone is away from your hand. It's one of the simplest things to teach when you're starting to investigate. Make as little contact with your gear as possible. Some of these new recorders are a little big and you have to palm them, but just make sure the microphone's away from your hand. That's kind of why I like the Zoom H3 VR. Even if I palm it, I just got to make sure not hit the stop record button. The microphone's away from my hand. Bad thing with this, don't tip it. It's got a built-in axis in it. You can hold it like this. You can hold it like this. You hold it like this, but don't hold it sideways or angled, because it'll actually throw you a warning on the screen. It's actually kind of funky. I thought that was an EVP for a second. Holy shit. Just one of the teams. Damn it. And here's the weird thing. You hear all those noises, but they don't react to it. This leads me to believe this might be some kind of residual energy. All that bumping around, all that loud rattling, they don't acknowledge it. Now here's the fun part. We get to wait till tomorrow night to see what happens here. Perks of being host of the show, you get to kind of tease everybody with what's to come. So we got some activity coming up tomorrow night. We're going to finish up, this section of the recorder and start section 2 of Milkweed Recorder and culinary. Oh wow, Bones, I don't think it's going to be wow, honestly. It's just investigate. People actually starting to investigate now. Like I said, the prison's over 1 million square feet. You can't cover it all at once and investigate, which sucks. There's so many active areas. You got to pick and choose. Last couple years, I spent a lot of time in culinary. I didn't spend as much time as I wanted to this year. Next year is going to be a different story. I know pretty much the best hot spots now. I've kind of narrowed most of them down. We're still going to do the other areas, but next year it's going to be culinary, execution, Neil Pitney's cell, and maybe a couple others. I mean, we're going to focus more on the solid known areas and see what we can bring out. But for this year, we're going to have to wait till tomorrow night to see what we catch. And we still got, like I said, we got another 5 hours to go on this recorder. We got a long way to go and a lot, just a lot to go through. But anyways, guys, I truly, truly do thank you for tuning in tonight, spending almost 2 hours of your life analyzing the paranormal. Unfortunately, we didn't catch anything tonight, but Bones had some great questions. And I appreciate it. This is the original basis of why I started the show, is to help people understand the paranormal and what gear to find, what gear to choose, and how to use it. So we're on a good track, guys. We set some pretty sharp standards this year, and for next year, it's going to be a lot better. And like I said, last year, let me get back to full screen because I know you guys can't see it. 165 broadcasts, 732 hours watched, 45 clips, 51 subscribers, 51 followers, and 268,000 channel points. I want to double this next year. I want to more than double this. I want to see over 100 new subscribers next year. I want to see at least 200 new followers. And we're just growing. I mean, this next year we're going to have a lot of shows. And you guys are making it possible. Anyways, guys, have a great night. God bless. And so see you guys tomorrow night. Thanks again.